Here in beautiful Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, on the campus of Lehigh University in none other than Goodman Stadium for tonight's Eastern Conference clash between two teams who are inside the playoff picture at the moment. It's the Bethlehem Steel playing host to Louisville City FC. Louisville coming off of a brilliant 5-0 win over FC Cincinnati. Bethlehem with a rough result against Charlotte, 1-0 on the road at Matthews. And if Bethlehem are going to have a shot at getting 3 points tonight, they're going to have to keep an eye on big Luke Spencer.
Yeah, Spencer was fantastic last week against Cincinnati. USL Player of the Week, and he's going to have to be big again tonight against a Bethlehem Steel side who are pushing to keep that playoff spot coming into the postseason.
Spencer with a goal and 2 assists in that 5-0 victory over FC Cincinnati. And then for Bethlehem, a man who's trying to resurrect his career, hasn't played since October of 2016, a former first overall pick in the 2007 draft, Maurice Edu.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting night for Maurice Edu. Obviously a national team player coming back from a long-term injury. It's going to be interesting to see how he copes with his first minutes after being out for a substantial period of time.
Suffered a broken leg in 2016, and now we'll take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network and Louisville, same exact starting 11 in which they beat FC Cincinnati with 5-0 last week.
Yeah, we see Paco Craig being a consistent fixture at the back for Louisville. However, up front, we also spoke about Luke Spencer earlier in the broadcast, but Mark Anthony Kay has also been called into the Canadian national team with some very strong performances recently.
Anthony Kay had a goal in that game against FC Cincinnati last week as well. And then for Bethlehem, obviously featuring Maurice Edu in the middle of the park. He'll play along Derek Jones, but a lot of firepower up front with Corey Burke, James Chambers, as well as Santi Moar.
Yeah, Corey Burke, the Jamaican international, has been on fire this season, but it's going to be very interesting to see the chemistry of the team with Edu coming in there, having not played for a long period of time. Could disrupt things a little bit, but I'm sure the most important thing for the coach and for Philadelphia Union, the parent club of Bethlehem Steel, is to make sure that Maurice Edu gets through the period of this game that he's going to play without receiving any further injuries.
Richie Marquez getting a start as well, along with Austin Trusty. Bethlehem Steel and Louisville to duke it out for all 3 points, or perhaps just 1 point apiece. We'll have the answers when we come back.
The first soccer ball was kicked in Bethlehem in 1904. Now, 112 years later, it's time for the rebirth of Bethlehem Steel FC. Herbert's in the box, and there's the first goal in Steel FC history. For tickets, visit BethlehemSteelFC.com or call 844-STEEL-FC.
What's easy to find, lots of fun, and has something for everyone? The Phillipsburg Mall, right off of Route 22 in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. Finding new clothes for the whole family made easy. The best back-to-school outfits are here. Get all of the latest styles, accessories, and more. Stop in to get ready for school. Stock up on all you need for the upcoming fall season. Get a fresh new look for back-to-school at one of our many salons. Then take your pick at our selection of delicious eateries. Phillipsburg Mall, just off of Route 22 in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. Come today.
You've lived with it for too long. That recurring joint or muscle pain that makes everyday tasks a strain and repetitive movement almost impossible. Why put it off? The sooner you seek treatment, the more options you'll have. The faster you'll be back in full stride. The latest non-surgical solutions. The region's only nationally ranked program. That's Orthopedics in Action at Lehigh Valley Health Network.
Sara Lee Artisano. It's no ordinary bread. It's born from the question, what's next for sliced bread? And we quickly found the answer was an everyday artisan-style bread with wholesome, rich ingredients, as well as the soft texture you love, cut thick with a dash of flour dusting. Taste firsthand how Artisano turns even the simplest meals you make mouth-wateringly memorable. Sara Lee Artisano Bakery Bread. Make the routine remarkable.
Back here at Goodman Stadium on the campus of Lehigh University, Tyler Terrens along with controversial Chris Nurse. Glad to have you with us here for this fantastic match that we are rapidly approaching. Kickoff just minutes away. Bethlehem and Louisville both looking to improve their positions in the Eastern Conference standing. Two teams who are both vying for better playoff positions at the moment, but Louisville with a lot of games in hand right now. They have an opportunity with 3 points here today to come within 3 points of Charlotte, also with 3 games in hand.
Yeah, very important streak coming up for Louisville City. And the most critical thing is 4 of their next 5 games are actually at home. And they've been very strong at home this year.
And now some results from yesterday's matches. New York Red Bulls 2 taking down FC Cincinnati. Probably a little bit of a hangover effect for Alan Koch's side. Rochester and Charleston played to a 1-1 draw. Charlotte and Orlando City B, same story. Sacramento and Reno finished 2-1 in favor of the team out of Nevada, which has been absolutely red hot. They're in the top 4 in the USL power rankings as of this past week. But 90 minutes to settle here in Bethlehem. Chris Nurse, what are you expecting from today's match tactically?
You obviously have a Bethlehem Steel side who are trying to secure their place in the playoffs, and you have Louisville City who are creeping up, trying to get that #1 spot in the league, which they may deserve considering the way they played throughout the whole season. It's going to be interesting to see whether Louisville or Charlotte finish top at the season come the last games.
All right, we are underway from Goodman Stadium. We will play some football for the next 90 minutes. Again, Tyler Terrence along with Chris Nurse. Glad to have you with us on this Sunday evening here in the Lehigh Valley. Again, on the campus of Lehigh University. Goodman Stadium, home to the Lehigh University American football team, as right off the bat, Rand Jetsing sends that out of bounds, and Bethlehem looking to get off to a quick start.
Yeah, you can see the way they've started this first 30 seconds of the game. A lot of urgency. Very intense, closing things down, trying to play at a quick tempo. When the ball's gone out of play, they've been very quick to go and get it and restart play quickly, and I think that's setting the tempo of what they want to achieve in this game. Richie
Marquez sending it towards Louisville's defensive third. Marquez, normally with the Philadelphia Union, getting sent down here for a run with Brendan Burke's side in the USL, as this one along for Chris Nanko runs out of bounds. But obviously our featured player in the middle of the park is Maurice Adu, a former #1 overall pick in the 2007 MLS Super Draft, and he won a few Scottish championships with the Rangers. He was a world-class player during his time when he was healthy, but suffered a brutal leg injury last season and around October. Hasn't started since September. It's going to be very interesting to see how he fares for the opening moments of this match.
Yeah, and we saw him get his first touches on the ball. It's always good. Your first touch is a good control and a good pass. It sets the tone for the rest of the game, so he's already started the game very positively. We know he has that ability and composure to control play. It's just going to be interesting to see how freely he moves around the field.
Jimenez bends it in. It forced Romero off of his line as Spencer could not get there, and Louisville will maintain possession. Again, Louisville City coming off of that brilliant performance against FC Cincinnati, albeit a little bit of a depleted squad, as Alan Koch was obviously had eyes focused on that U.S. Open Cup semi-final match, as Mark-Anthony Kaye is going to be blown offside here.
Yeah, Cincinnati definitely made some changes to their team, but Louisville approached the game very professionally, and 5-0 drumming against a team that's not playing their starting lineup is a fair result when you're playing against a team who's challenging for the top of the league. So Louisville could only play the team that was put in front of them, and they did what was expected of them, and actually dismissed them with a 5-0 drumming.
Dismiss them in front of a sellout crowd at Louisville Slugger Field, as there were more than 13,000 on hand for that match against FC Cincinnati, as Louisville would take the River City Cup, the second year of its existence. And FC Cincinnati took it last year, Louisville took it this year. And the rubber match of sorts will be played next year, but Luke Spencer already with an early takeaway. Mark-Anthony Kaye running with him. Spencer around the first defender, still Spencer, as he slides it through for Mark-Anthony Kaye, who holds it up. But coming back with some solid defensive work is Derek Jones, who's trying to clear it away, but only as far as Speedy Williams, and Louisville will keep Bethlehem pinning their own end. Yeah, we see a lot of pace going forward there from Louisville. Very, very quick on the counter-attack, something that Bethlehem are going to have to watch out for in this game. Well, when you look at Luke Spencer physically, he stands at about 6'2", weighs around 200 pounds, but he has some very vicious long strides. He's very quick with his feet, and he's good in tight areas. Reigning USL player of the week with a goal and 2 assists last week against FC Cincinnati in that 5-0 drubbing, and he looks very good early on here. Yeah, he's going to be high on confidence, a good performance against Cincinnati, USL player of the week, and he'll be looking to continue that form in a very competitive Louisville team. Santi Moar looking to spray it across for Chris Nanko, who's off to the races, the former Syracuse Orange striker, giving the Louisville backline all that they can handle. James O'Connor's side has grown accustomed to this 3-back system. Paco Craig anchoring those 3 center backs, and it seemed to work for them for the past few weeks. Yeah, Craig has been a consistent fixture in the backline throughout the course of the season, and whenever you have that kind of continuity in your defense, it gives you a good stead for a foundation of being able to keep clean sheets and
They've kept a number of clean sheets this season. They concede very few goals, one of the defenses in the league who have conceded the least throughout the course of the season. And that's probably led to them being one of the best teams so far this season.
Here's Speedy Williams. He's filled in nicely for Del Piccolo, who's been out of the Louisville starting lineup for a couple of weeks now. Kyle Smith sending it forward, hoping that Jimenez can get on top of it. He's able to bring it down. Jimenez into the area. Spencer trying to flick it on, but defended well by Austin Trusty. And the play will be blown off as the assistant referee had his flag up on the near side.
This game's definitely started off at a very frantic tempo. The ball going from end to end. Both teams playing very aggressively, pressing very high. Going to be interesting to see if they can maintain this for 90 minutes and which team actually takes the lead in this game.
Take another look here, and that's a very good call from the assistant referee on the near side as Luke Spencer was just a hair off. Bethlehem, of course, coming off of that 1-0 loss against Charlotte at Matthews, a match in which Brendan Burke really felt that they deserved at least a point, if not 3. Cody Mizell for the Charlotte Independents was absolutely magnificent in that match, keeping Bethlehem off the score sheet for the entire 90 minutes.
Yeah, they had a number of chances in that game. Mizell was actually man of the match, player of the game, which says a lot about the performance. If your goalkeeper's the man of the match, obviously he was very active throughout the course of the 90 minutes. So Bethlehem did a lot of attacking, just unfortunate not to score enough goals to win the game.
I'm sure the defenders and midfielders were buying Cody Mizell dinner afterwards, as he was absolutely brilliant. He's been a goalkeeper that everybody has kept their eye on around the United Soccer League this entire season so far. He's been nominated and won USL Save of the Week on a number of occasions. And his performance on Wednesday against Bethlehem showing you exactly why he is one of the best goalkeepers in the USL. Charlotte drawing Orlando City B last night at Matthews 1-1. As this one is sent along, Jimenez is trying to get on top of it. Rather, that was Niall McCabe giving chase and sent the other way. And with the draw from Charlotte, Louisville have a great opportunity here to come within 3 points of the Charlotte Independents and have 3 games in hand.
Yeah, a fantastic opportunity to catch up with them. But they're both two very, very good sides. You know, we've watched Charlotte a number of times this year, and their attack is very, very creative and exciting to watch with the likes of Enzo Martinez and Herrera. But this Louisville team also has a very exciting front line with the likes of Burke and Chambers.
Smith bends it in. It took a deflection, and Tomas Romero, the 16-year-old, who is the youngest player ever to make an appearance or start for a USL side, able to clean it up. Brendan Burke had nothing but great things to say about the youngster, who obviously is significantly younger than a number of players on this Bethlehem team, most notably James Chambers, who's 30, and you have a goalkeeper behind him almost half of his age. But Brendan said that he's starting to get more comfortable with the team in the locker room, on the bus, you know, and team activities and everything like that. And it's just great to see a goalkeeper of his age take on professional soccer at such a young age, and hopefully will bode well for him. And it's just another testament to U.S. soccer and how youth are getting an opportunity to develop at an extremely young age.
Yeah, definitely. It's very rare at the age of 16 that you'd see a goalkeeper in the starting position of a first-team club.
Nanko going for goal. Ranjitsingh makes the save. Santimar set him up, who's still giving chase. Pops out to Rial, who sends in a good ball. Ranjitsingh has to punch it away. And now Jimenez is able to coolly send it along, as Kyle Smith was trying to keep it in play, but Nanko able to hunt it down, and Bethlehem will hang on to it. Maurice Edu muscled off the ball, but the foul is going to be called against Mark Anthony Kay, and what small Louisville City contingency is here, not exactly happy with the call. There's the shot from Chris Nanko. Ranjitsingh having his number called early. Santi Moar very active early on. And then there was that other opportunity that forced Ranjitsingh to come with strong fists. And like you said, Chris, off to a very frantic start here in Bethlehem.
Yeah, good opportunity to score from this set piece. Going to see if he puts it into the box or goes directly for goal.
Aaron Jones, he is going to clip it in, hoping for a teammate to get on the end of it. Austin Trusty elevates, but couldn't get a clean header. Derek Jones challenges, and then it's thumped the other way by Kyle Smith. Two teams inside of the playoff picture right now. Louisville currently sitting on 39 points, 21 games played after today. Bethlehem 34 points, 23 games played. And really tight towards the bottom of the Eastern Conference table. as the foul is going to be called back, and the Louisville bench you can see on the far side of Goodman Stadium absolutely livid with head referee Luis Arroyo.
Maurice Adou's looked good so far in the first 10 minutes. He's been very positive in possession, picking up the ball, driving, definitely not short of confidence, and I'm sure that'll be a positive for what Bethlehem still want to see, and also very positive for Philadelphia Union.
Derek Jones trying to find Chris Nenko, cut out by Speedy Williams. Mark Anthony Kay with a solid touch over to Spencer, who couldn't clean it up. Maurice Adou muscled off the ball, but Chris Nenko coming back to help him out. It's interesting to see a man like Maurice Adou, who is so highly touted coming out of college at the University of Maryland, as this one sent forward for Chris Chambers, and rather James Chambers, who just gets muscled off of the ball, but a good idea.
Yeah, good run behind by Chambers there, but good defending also to get in front of him, block his run. Had his run not been blocked, he was very likely to get on the end of that, and it was in a very dangerous position.
Back to Maurice Adou. He was somebody who was, you know, on everybody's radar in American soccer a number of years ago, but suffered that horrific leg injury, and getting his first start today in over a year. It'll be interesting to see how he fares. Brendan Burke said that he's not going to get a ton of minutes. Most likely will come off at around halftime or before, but either way, a great moment for him to just be able to get back out onto the pitch and continue to play the game that he loves.
Yeah, the medical team will just be keeping an eye on him, building up his match fitness gradually. You know, after being out for so long, you cannot throw a player straight into 90 minutes. You know, you probably have to go 30 minutes, then go 45 minutes, then probably 70 minutes before he's able to play the full 90 minutes. So this is the first of a few games that he's probably going to feature in for Bethlehem Steel in the return from that injury.
Here's Adou. Richie Marquez, along for the Englishman Aaron Jones. Chambers coming back for Trusty. Bethlehem being very meticulous here. Louisville not allowing much in the middle of the park. Loads of numbers in the middle for Louisville as this one sprayed out wide for Chris Nenko. Takes a positive touch forward. Nenko back for Chambers as he just tried to clip it in. Cleared away by Reynolds. Nenko with a great move. Still Nenko going in. And a great sliding challenge, as it looked like it was Paco Craig. Bethlehem still on the move here. Aaron Jones sizing up Jimenez. Solid step from Richie Marquez to keep things in Louisville territory.
And that attack they started for Bethlehem with Adou picking up the ball in the middle of the park. And although he doesn't have much match fitness or a lot of match minutes lately, he's still a very talented player that Bethlehem want to try to get the ball to as many times as possible, but Louisville need to make sure they don't allow him the time and space to turn and pick his head up and play forward, because he has the ability to unlock defenses with key passes.
Comes all the way out for Santi Moar, cushioning it for the 18-year-old Matt Real. His pass cut out in the middle by Gaia Bend. Here is the Israeli. Nobody stepping to him just yet, encouraging Mark Anthony Kay forward, the Canadian international, in a foot race with Austin Trusty. And Trusty with some solid defensive work, but concedes a throw-in.
Yeah, Anthony Kay getting his opportunity in the team after a few injuries, and he's grabbed it with both hands. You know, he's been a fantastic performer for the past couple of weeks, and he doesn't want to give up that jersey when the injuries return, and he's going to have to make sure he continues with those strong performances to make sure that he gives the coach a selection problem in the coming weeks.
Mark Anthony Kay most recently being named to the next Canadian national team roster, as this one sent forward for Chris Nenko, giving Paco Craig all that he can handle. Sean Reynolds had to come over, and then Craig back to Ranjit Singh. Mark Anthony Kay appeared in the Gold Cup for Canada. Appeared in every match for the Canadian national team, most recently being called up for a friendly in the coming weeks. And another great accolade for Mark Anthony Kay, and James O'Connor said that it's just a guy who has worked extremely hard, and it's a testament to his work ethic, and he's been in terrific form as of late. And when we talked to James O'Connor earlier in the week and we asked him who surprised him, he said he didn't really expect Mark Anthony Kay to really bring this level of dynamic attack to his attacking three that usually features Brian Ombie, who's injured at the moment, but Niall McCabe has stepped in along with Luke Spencer, and he's just given them a different dimension of pace as well as technical ability in and around the area.
Yeah, and some of his teammates have also said that since he's returned from international duty, he's looked a different player, more confident, And him himself has said that international duty has had a positive effect on his game, allowing him to be more smart and to make better runs. Not to run everywhere, but to make the right kind of runs.
Chambers sends it in, hoping for Corey Burke, who lost his footing right in front of the face of goal, and Louisville will come away with it.
Corey Burke and Mark Anthony Kay facing off tonight, but they also may face off on the international level when the international friendly for Canada against Jamaica in early September is what they'll be playing.
A number of USL players will be on both the Canadian sides as well as Jamaican. Corey Burke along with Damian Lowe and Romario Williams on the Jamaican side. Mark Anthony Kay along with a number of other United Soccer League members, and just a testament to this league. Obviously getting granted second division status this year, and a lot of players have stepped up and made a name for themselves. Smith for Mark Anthony Kay. Trying to come out wide. And the referee, Luis Arroyo, blowing his whistle. It is going to be a foul against Bethlehem, in this in a dangerous area. Take another look here as Derek Jones just couldn't get on the right side of Mark Anthony Kay. Now a big opportunity for Lou City. Oscar Jimenez on top of it. 27-year-old from Mount Vernon, Washington.
Doesn't look like he's going to go for goal. Delivers it into the box.
It's over the head of Gaia Bend, who's just trying to keep it in play and prevent the goal kick. He does just that, but it will be a throw-in for Bethlehem. Bit of a wasted opportunity there for Lou City.
Yeah, definitely. The big guys are up from the back. He had an opportunity to deliver it and put it on the head in the box. However, he's hit that one way wide, and it's ended up going out for a throw-in to Bethlehem.
Jones up for the header, and another foul against Derek Jones.
We have to touch, Tyler, on the 5-0 win that Louisville had against Cincinnati. Cincinnati also lost yesterday, 4-0. Despite their fantastic Open Cup run, they've conceded 9 goals in just 2 games. And they're on the fringes of the playoffs also. They're trying to creep their way in there. That's not necessarily the type of form that you'd want to be for such a club with such a huge following going towards the postseason.
Well, a lot of fans would say that it was worth it if they don't end up making the playoffs, so they end up getting in as a 7 or 8 seed. As Jimenez whips this ball in, Romero off of his line as Luke Spencer who elevates, and he gets the early tally for Lou City. Luke Spencer continues his phenomenal form. It's a 1-0 lead for the visitors.
And I think the keeper doesn't want to see this one back. I think he's come out to claim it. For some reason, he hasn't got his hands on the ball, and it's a very easy header for Spencer, who times his header to perfection, just nods it towards goal. Very tame effort from the keeper coming out there. He hasn't come out with any conviction, just stretches an arm. Very easy header for Spencer in the end.
Well, this man continues to devastate the opposition off of set pieces. It's now 3 goals in 3 matches off of set pieces with his noggin. And Luke Spencer, who stands at about 6'2", 6'3", continues to use his height to his advantage and just terrorize back lines across the United Soccer League.
Yes, it's a good goal from Spencer, but I honestly feel that the keeper has to do better in that situation. The keeper has the advantage of being able to jump, but he can also use his hands. And for Spencer to be able to get above the keeper and use his head when the keeper has the ability to use his hands really isn't good enough goalkeeping. I'm sure that's something that they'll be reviewing this week. But 1-0 Louisville.
I mean, is it Romero's job to come off the line like that? Or if you know that an opposition has a player like Luke Spencer who's so dominant in the air, do you stay home and just try your luck trying to make a save?
Now, when the ball's put into that height in the area, the keeper has to come and collect it. They have the advantage of being able to time their run. They can make a run up forward and collect the ball with both hands in the air. Unfortunately, the timing wasn't quite right. He was a little bit hesitant on whether to come or not to come. He comes and doesn't really get anything on it, just extends a fist and doesn't connect with the ball, and it's an easy header for Spencer in the end.
Now an opportunity on the other end for Bethlehem. Almost a carbon copy here. Aaron Jones on top of it. This ball clipped in. Trusty up for the header. Ran jetsing off of his line, and he makes good on it on this end of the pitch.
And that's very good goalkeeping there. He comes out, he gets the ball. He also takes out the forward at the same time, keeping his team possession and kick-starting the counter-attack right now.
Spencer trying to one-touch pass along for Kyle Smith. There's Chambers. Plenty of room in the middle of the park for both sides to operate as Corey Burke is giving chase and Ranjitsingh able to scoop it up off the floor. And back to your initial point about FC Cincinnati, it really is interesting because a lot of these MLS teams have so much depth and, you know, have the ability to be able to shell out lineups both midweek and on the weekend for domestic cup as well as domestic league. But for a team like FC Cincinnati, a lot of fans around the area feel like maybe it was worth it, even if we don't get to the playoffs or end up getting an 8 seed, that it was worth it to make it to the semifinals of the US Open Cup.
I wouldn't necessarily agree. I think for a fan base like that, playoffs has to be unexpected. It's become a very big club in a very short period of time, and I think they have to set their sights at the top. I think they all know that quite right now they're not where they really should be in the league, and they have bigger aspirations for themselves than just to finish out the season without being present in the postseason competition.
Craig. His pass picked off by Edu. Santimar striding forward. Picking out Nenko. Hoping for Chambers on the back post. Speedy Williams couldn't get full clearance on it. Corey Burke disrupts him. Still Burke as he goes to ground.
Ooh, looks like a nasty collision there. Referees allow play to continue, and Louisville are breaking right now.
And Edu trying to hold up the play. Mark Anthony Kay skips away from him, and the referee says play on. All the way out here for Kyle Smith. Trying to work on Matt Real. Smith with a couple of nice step overs towards the byline, but Real did well, however, does concede a corner. And on the other side, Corey Burke is still down, and he went to ground trying to get the ball. It looked like he might have ended up catching more the defender than the ball.
Yeah, it looks like there was a collision there with some of the studs. He looks to be in a lot of pain on the floor there. See him just go to ground, grabbing his shin on his right leg. He's been rolling in pain for a couple of minutes now. You can imagine this could be an injury where he might have to leave the field. We can touch on Thomas Romero again, a 16-year-old goalkeeper playing professional soccer at such a young age. It's very rare to see. You know, goalkeepers are normally, because they can play so long in their careers, they can play into their 40s. Some, you normally get them early 30s, mid-30s. For him to get this experience so young in his professional career is fantastic, and there's no greater teacher of the game than experience and playing games. And whatever happens now is all part of the development for this young goalkeeper, but in the future, the trust and opportunity that his coach is going to is given to him now is going to be a great learning tool for him going forward.
Romero was the youngest goalkeeper ever to make a start or appearance in the United Soccer League, as Corey Burke trying to get to his feet now with some help of the medical staff with the Bethlehem Steel. And Brendan Burke said that he's obviously got a couple things to develop, including just growing as a human being. He has a couple years left of just trying to fill out his body, as Corey Burke slowly but surely making his way to the touchline. As we'll take another look at exactly what happened to Burke on that play. So he might have caught the foot there of either Speedy Williams or Sean Reynolds.
It's a big decision for a head coach to put a 16-year-old in between the sticks as your keeper. You know, they have the responsibility of not only trying to keep clean sheets, but they command and communicate with the whole back line. And at 16, maybe he doesn't possess those tools yet, but, you know, he's going to gain more experience and confidence in the more games that he plays in. You know, that must be a tremendous talent for the coach to give him that kind of responsibility at such a young age.
Well, Brendan Burke has certainly seen a lot of youth talent around the Philadelphia Union Academy, as well as with Reading United in the Premier Development League, as this corner now being sent in, and not the best from Oscar Jimenez. And Brendan Burke said it is by far the most talented keeper he's seen at that age, and that's certainly, you know, high regards coming from a coach who's been around youth soccer for quite some time already. Corey Burke back out onto the field, seemingly okay for the moment. We'll see if he'll be able to continue.
And one thing about youthful players, you know, they're going to make mistakes, but making mistakes is how they learn. You never learn unless you make mistakes. That's how you know how to improve and to get better. And you know, I think coaches accept that they're going to make mistakes, but it's all part of the long-term plan of development.
Smith was onside, and Romero able to make the save there. It's a good ball over, but Smith just couldn't get the placement right, and Romero makes the save. Has yet to get a clean sheet with Bethlehem this year so far, his 7th appearance. She started the first game of the season against the Rochester Rhinos. 3-2 defeat to Bob Lilly's side. Speedy Williams up for the header. Luke Spencer asking for a foul, not going to get one from Luis Arroyo. And we got off to a very frantic start, Chris, but things have sort of slowed down here with the brief injury to Corey Burke.
Yeah.
And after the Luke Spencer goal.
Both teams started very fast, but the game's kind of petered down a little bit now. They're still very good in possession, but neither team was able to get that early goal, and now are playing a little bit more cautiously, building up a little bit more patiently from the back, and trying to take lead of proceedings through possession.
Speedy Williams with a heavy touch, but able to scamper away from Corey Burke. Spencer to come back and get it. Edu goes to ground. Speedy Williams gets away from him, and now out wide for Jimenez once more. Jimenez bends it in, hoping for Spencer again. Romero makes the first save, and Spencer able to poke it in. It's a brace for Luke Spencer in the first half. He is on an absolute tear. Romero might want that one back. It's now 2-0 to Louisville City.
Yeah, and Spencer is really the key player again. He actually begins this move. The ball's played into him. He holds it up, lays it off. It goes wide. The ball's then delivered into the box, and he's the one making the run on the end of it. But the play started with Spencer, and it ends with Spencer. First header wasn't as good as you'd like, but he kept up with the play, followed it in, and was able to tap the ball in the back of the net off a goalkeeping error from Romero.
Well, it's another beautiful ball in from Oscar Jimenez, and then Luke Spencer, all he had to do was just put it on frame. Romero did make a bit of a mess of it, as he wasn't able to get a full, parry on it, but either way, Luke Spencer continues to dominate the United Soccer League, coming off USL Player of the Week honors. And sometimes you'll see a lot of players drop off after getting that honor, but Luke Spencer continuing his fine play.
Yeah, and this is a very, very ruthless Louisville team. We know that if you give them opportunities and chances, they don't mess around. They'll put the ball in the back of the net. They're ruthless in that respect, and they've come to Bethlehem here and continued that streak. 2-0 in just 26 minutes.
Well, in our conversation with Brendan Burke earlier this season, we were talking about Charlotte, we were talking about Louisville, and he said he would probably give the go-ahead to Louisville right now as the best team in the United Soccer League, just from a pure football standpoint. Obviously, Charlotte in first place, as Louisville might be looking for more. Mark Anthony Kay off to the races. Trusty couldn't get there. Still Anthony Kay trying to get around Austin Trusty. The Canadian able to hold him off for the moment, and we'll go back for Speedy Williams. But Louisville City, like you said, Chris, just absolutely relentless every time they go forward.
Yeah, Trusty did a good job to get back there, because Anthony Kay was through on goal. He just did enough to stop him, get the ball stuck under his feet, and they had to recycle the ball and begin the attack again. But good recovery run there from Trusty.
Ben got a nick there from Corey Burke. Or rather, that might have been Derek Jones on the far side. You're throwing for Bethlehem, who are not off to their best start here. The first 27 minutes and 45 seconds. 2 goals from Luke Spencer, 2 assists from Oscar Jimenez. And that is where we stand at the moment. As Sean Reynolds goes down, and medical attention already being summoned on.
Louisville doing a good job of just intercepting passes and breaking quickly, and we know that they have pace up front with Mark Anthony Kay and Luke Spencer, and it's been very dangerous for them so far in this game. But Luke Spencer's continued his hot form. You know, that second goal there, he started it and he finished it at the same time.
Moir dispossessed by Mark Anthony Kay. Through the legs of Jones, but Maurice Edu doing a good job of tracking back. Out wide for Nanko. Sizing up Jimenez. Nanko sends it in, hoping for Chambers. Cleared away by Paco Craig. Still some work to do for Louisville City. James O'Connor's side doing a great job of playing out of pressure here. Kyle Smith. Now it's really just game management from Lou City, up two goals on the road. And Bethlehem are really going to have to open things up for the remaining 15 minutes of the first half as well as in the second.
Yeah, Bethlehem now have to chase the game, and Louisville are doing a good job of just taking the tempo out of the game, killing any momentum that Bethlehem are trying to build by possessing the ball and slowing down the pace of the game. But
Corey Burke into a dangerous area, leaving it off for Chambers. And his shot just goes wide, nipping at his heels and making sure he couldn't get a clean foot to it was the Israeli Gaia Bend. And it will be a corner for Bethlehem. Great work on the near side from Corey Burke.
Yeah, Bethlehem almost getting themselves back into the game there. Fantastic opportunity, however, fantastic defending at the same time. Had he not made that clearance, I think we'd be looking at 2-1 right now.
Corey Burke did well to just get Ranjetsingh off of his line, and then it was Gaia Ben making life difficult for Chambers, who was trailing the play perfectly as Bethlehem are trying to at least cut the deficit in half before the halftime whistle, which should be in about 15 minutes plus stoppage time. Aaron Jones whipping into the box, but Ranjetsingh, easy work.
Yeah, always frustrating when you send the defenders up from the back. They make the long run all the way into the box, and the ball isn't delivered into the box. Very frustrating for the centre-backs, but still a long time to play in this game. Only 30 minutes gone, and Bethlehem still have a chance.
Romero spilled that for a moment as Luke Spencer was making life difficult for the 16-year-old.
A little bit of a communication breakdown at the back there for Bethlehem. They've not started fantastically at the back. A couple of mistakes and some defending that hasn't given them the most confidence. They need to just regroup for the next 5 or 10 minutes and start to rebuild and find themselves in this game.
Aaron Jones up for a header. James Chambers trying to get on the end of it. Sean Reynolds with a very heavy touch to the outside. And Chambers did well.
Chambers doing a fantastic job to win pressure there and keep the ball in the attacking third. Not allowing the Louisville defenders to clear the ball freely. Trying to keep the pressure on high up the field where they can win it and turn that interception into a scoring opportunity.
And it looks like we are going to have a substitution. And it is going to be Maurice Edu, who started a match for the first time since September of 2016, coming off here in the 32nd minute, and replaced by none other than Anthony Fontana, who replaced him the last time he started a match for the Bethlehem Steel.
Yeah, I think a very positive 30 minutes from Maurice Edu in the process of his long rehabilitation back from injury. I'm sure he wouldn't have been wanting to be on the receiving end of 2-0 in just 30 minutes, but I think in the long picture of things, it was a positive 30 minutes for his return to play.
Speedy Williams picking it up in the middle of the park.
Now it's on Fontana to come into the team and try and spark his team to life and see if he can get them back into this game.
Jimenez goes over the top for the Irishman Niall McCabe with the USL goal of the week as he opened the scoring against FC Cincinnati at Slugger Field with a brilliant header. Spencer sitting on a hat trick at the moment.
Yeah, Spencer has been a handful up top.
Spencer trying to win the corner, free kick, or what have you. It's not going to come away with anything. Nanko with a solid turn away from Oscar Jimenez. But Gaia Ben able to clog the passing lane up. It'll go all the way back to Tomas Romero. And Spencer really is difficult to deal with, physically imposing, but also very technically skilled in the area as well. The 34th minute. Luke Spencer's brace right now, the difference between these two sides who currently sit inside of the Eastern Conference playoff picture. Louisville trying to close the gap between themselves and the Charlotte Independents after Mike Jeffrey's side tied OCB last night 1-1. Kyle Smith, 1v1 with Matt Real. Smith driving towards the byline, sends it across. It got through Austin Trusty, but there to clean it up was Richie Marquez. Moar asking for the return. And just way out of the reach of the Spaniard. Him and Corey Burke not exactly on the same page.
Yeah, but playing that ball blind, expect him to continue the run without looking up to see where he actually was, and it just turning over possession. You're looking at the game now and you're wondering how did Bethlehem get themselves back into this game. Burke is their key striker, and he hasn't quite seen enough of the ball in dangerous areas to cause any kind of goal-scoring threat. I think that's going to be the key, is the midfielder's got to get the ball to Burke in areas where he can get strikes off on goal. And defensively, they've allowed Louisville way too much space. They've allowed Luke Spencer at times to pick up the ball and turn and drive at their own goal. They need to get tight to him and not allow him to turn, allow him to play backwards and make sure they keep an eye on him when he then goes and makes those forwards runs. But so far, there's a few areas on the field where Bethlehem can improve and get themselves back into this game.
Well, as Bethlehem Steel side has thrown out a lot of different starting 11s throughout the course of the season, over 20.
And that's just carelessness there. They one possession back and give it straight back to Louisville unnecessarily.
Marquez up for the header. Fontana brings it down. Matt Real. On for Sentimar, who's got some space to run. Moar off to the races. Still Sentimar, bending it in. Chambers nodding it along, and it's just over the crossbar. It was a good idea from the captain and the Irishman, and a good ball in from Sentimar. However, remains 2-0 to Lou City.
That's a good ball from and a good header from Chambers. He's headed it back in the direction where the ball's come from. It's very difficult for the keeper to get back to. If it's just a little bit lower, that finds itself just underneath the crossbar in the back of the net. But positive play there from Bethlehem.
Certainly a difficult try for James Chambers as the ball was behind him, but he did well just to snap his head into motion where he can be able to get enough power to at least to try to put it on frame. But very difficult task as Bethlehem are trying to get a goal before halftime. This one clipped forward, hoping for Corey Burke. Sean Reynolds gets there first. However, the second may be on for the Jamaican international.
Yeah, Burke chasing everything down up there right now, working very hard, but he's not getting quite enough service to be threatening to goal right now. But we know that he has the quality if he's given the opportunities.
A very solid goal against TFC 2 last weekend. Real forgot something for a moment. Kyle Smith cleans it up. Mark Anthony Kay. Good sliding challenge from Richie Marquez.
Bethlehem need to play with a little bit more urgency. They're down 2 goals. They've got to make the ball do the work.
Aaron Jones. Nanko with a bit of a lackadaisical touch there. Comes out wide for Kyle Smith. Looking to link up with Mark Anthony Kay, the Canadian, spinning towards the outside, encouraging Jimenez forward. Jimenez going for goal. He's already got 2 assists tonight, looking for a goal to add to his resume here in Bethlehem, but Tomas Romero makes easy work of that.
Yeah, comfortable save there from Romero. But Louisville do throw numbers forward when they're attacking. They had 5 or 6 players in the box in that attack. It leaves them very susceptible on the counter-attack. If Bethlehem can realize that and start playing quickly on the counter-attack rather than this slow build-up that they're doing right now, allowing players to take way too many touches on the ball, it's allowing Louisville to get back into formation and become very tight and organized, and it becomes very difficult to break them down at that stage. If they're able to take advantage of Louisville when they attack with so many numbers and try to counter them, it could be a route for them back into this game.
Craig. Austin Trusty has to deal with it. Took a nice first touch into space. Home crowd here at Goodman Stadium trying to get their side back into it here. Like you said, Chris, the passages haven't been as sharp and clean as we saw in the first 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, if they move this ball quickly, Real is out here on the left-hand side in tons of space, but they're taking so long that by the time they move it out here, the whole Louisville team has shifted and he's under pressure when he's receiving the ball.
Right on cue, Derek Jones put under pressure by Gallabend, and they'll have to restart with Tomas Romero.
Yeah, right now, Bethlehem are keeping possession, but it's in the defensive third, and Louisville are winning 2-0. So they're very comfortable to allow Bethlehem to keep possession in this area of the field because they can't hurt them.
Now James Chambers coming all the way back to get it to try and spark a build up the other way. Austin Trusty just going to try to take Route 1. Reynolds wins it, trying to fend off Corey Burke.
It's not very smart play from Bethlehem in the build-up. They've made probably 15 passes in their defensive third, then hit a long, hopeful ball forward to one striker alone and ended up turning over possession. That's not the kind of play that's going to get them back in this game. They've got to play quicker and they've got to play with more purpose to break down this Louisville team. We know they're a good team. They don't concede a lot of goals, so you have to be creative in the way that you're going to create opportunities against them.
Real. Picking up with Santimar. Fontana. Chambers taken down from behind as it's a small Louisville City contingency here that's certainly flying high at the moment, up 2-0 on the road. Looking to narrow the gap between themselves and the Charlotte Independents to 3 points with a few games in hand as well. But Bethlehem do have a relatively dangerous free kick opportunity here, and Aaron Jones will be on top of it.
Yeah, interesting to see if Bethlehem can get themselves on the score sheet from this set piece. But in open play, they definitely need to do a lot better in this game, and I think the coach is going to have words with them at halftime about it.
Aaron Jones, a good ball in, flicked along, and it's a goal! And it's for Richie Marquez, and Bethlehem are right back in it. They've looked a little sluggish in the past few minutes, but Richie Marquez sparking this home side and have now cut the deficit in half.
And rightfully so, Bethlehem have got themselves back into this game off of set piece, because in open play they haven't been great in this first half, but that's a fantastic delivery in the box and a fantastic header from Marquez. Low and direct, down into the corner, keeper has no chance. Way in the corner, fantastic header, good goal. 2-1, we now have a game on our hands.
Aaron Jones with a spectacular ball in, and Richie Marquez just nodding it along, and finally the home side here at Goodman Stadium have something to cheer about. Game on in Bethlehem, 2-1 to Louisville City.
And hopefully that goal can kickstart Bethlehem into play, because in open play they've not been great. They've got to start to get the ball quicker and play with a little bit more urgency than they have so far in this game.
Aaron Jones has his pass cut out by Paco Craig, and certainly the response that Bethlehem needed and just what the doctor had ordered. Going down 2-0 at halftime isn't exactly what you want, but 2-1 is certainly a different story. At least you know that there are goals in this match for you, as Santimar maybe perhaps looking for the equalizer now. Moar towards the byline, trying to send it in with his left foot, but couldn't quite wrap his foot around it. And it'll be a goal kick for Ranjetsingh.
Yeah, but it's positive play now. Now Bethlehem is starting to play a little bit better, play more pressure, play more confidence. They're making forward runs behind, which is opening up Louisville and creating the space for them. And now they have to continue this if they're going to get the second goal and get the equalizer.
Not much Ranjetsingh could have done about that Richie Marquez goal. Nestled in that far post on the left side.
And a set piece was looking like the only way that Bethlehem were going to get back into the game so far, because in open play it was way too slow and lethargic when they were passing the ball.
Luke Spencer is absolutely hot with referee Luis Arroyo. He's got to be careful or he might get a yellow card for dissent.
Yeah, it's very frustrating when players get yellow cards for dissent. You know, if a player gets a yellow card for a badly timed tackle or trying to win the ball back and help their team, it's fair enough. But when it's just for mouthing off, it doesn't really do anything for your team apart from put you in a dangerous situation for the remainder of the game.
Derek Jones striding forward around at least 3 defenders. But stepping forward was Paco Craig to clean up a poor touch from Derek Jones, and now Louisville City are off to the races.
This is where they're dangerous, but that pass is way overhit, and Romero cleans this one up easily.
And now Luis Arroyo is going to deal with some extracurricular activity away from the ball. As it looked like Kyle Smith along with, or perhaps that was Niall McCabe and Austin Trusty were getting into it a little bit, and Luis Arroyo called for a foul. This one clipped forward, hoping for Corey Burke, but over his head, and he's had a bit of a frustrating start to this match.
Yeah, Burke is up against Paco Craig, Reynolds, and Tosh at the back, and they're experienced defenders. You know, they haven't conceded many goals this year. So the quality in service into him has got to be better than that. Straight balls down the middle, they're going to be able to deal with all day. They've got to try and build up a little bit more and try and catch them unaware rather than just hitting the ball from front to back.
Spencer able to win the header. Just a few minutes before halftime as we approach the 45th minute. Kyle Smith with a positive touch forward. Romero clears it away, but not all the way, as Guy-Ben chip it along for Mark Anthony Kay. Mark Anthony Kay towards the middle, trying to find either Spencer or McCabe on the back post, and it will be a goal kick for the 16-year-old.
Yeah, Mark Anthony Kay playing the wrong sport with that shot there. It would have been more at home in an American football game than in a soccer game.
Well, the goalposts are not up here at Goodman Stadium, which houses the Lehigh University football team.
That shot was definitely high and wide.
Bethlehem certainly will be happy heading into the locker room with their performance thus far, only down by 1 goal rather than 2. And we're getting word now that we're going to have 2 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half.
Yeah, I think Bethlehem will be happy. They got that goal just at the right time when they needed it. It's given them a little kickstart, a little bit of hope that they're still in this game, because before they got that set piece, they were well truly beaten in open play. But after getting that goal now, they know they're still in the game. They still have an opportunity. They just need to come out the second half a lot better than they have done so far for the majority of this first half.
Nanko bends it in. It's a good ball. Chambers first time, and it's just wide. And Ranjetsingh is livid with his defense as Chamber was able to waltz in and get a solid look on goal.
That's a great ball into the box from Nanko. He's caught the whole defense napping, completely unaware that that one's coming in right into the path of Chambers. If he hits the target, it's a goal. Keeper didn't even get a glance at it. If that's on target, this game is 2-2 at half-time. Chambers will definitely want that one back. You can see the frustration in him.
Well, that's a second opportunity that Chambers has had trailing the play, and that's what he does so well. He follows up the play. He's usually the one who starts the attack for Bethlehem and makes that key pass to break the defense. Then he usually ends up following it as well. Now it's Chris Nanko off a pass from Chambers. Nanko into the area, got a touch, it falls. Santimore with the shot, Ranjetsingh with a fantastic save to deny the equalizer, and Santimore cannot believe it.
And there's 2 brilliant chances from Bethlehem Steel to get themselves back into this game. It was Chambers again who started that one. Bethlehem just unable to finish it off, but very much still in this game and set up for a very exciting second half.
Well, after the Marquez goal, this Bethlehem side just oozing with confidence against one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. Matt Real. And Louisville will do well to just get into the locker room up a goal at this point, because Bethlehem are just peppering the area at the moment. First it was Chambers, then Santimore, but that's going to do it for the first half. And we end the first half almost with an equalizer as Santimore denied by Ranjetsingh as he was moving the other way. What a save from that goalkeeper.
And you've seen where Bethlehem can get success in this game. Nanko's picked up the ball on a couple of occasions, driven down the wing and delivered balls into the box. And on 2 occasions, they've had fantastic opportunities to score. If Bethlehem are going to get into this game, they need to get Nanko the ball. They need to continue delivering balls in the box for the runs of Chambers and the likes of Burke up front to get scoring opportunities.
Well, Luke Spencer was brilliant in the opening 25 minutes. He netted a brace, but then Richie Marquez got to go back for Bethlehem to make it a 1-goal lead for the visitors. Luke Spencer with 2 goals inside of the first 30 minutes. That was the first one off a beautiful delivery from Jimenez. He would make it 2, but Marquez would get 1 back. We're at the half here at Goodman. We'll be back in just a few moments.
What's sweeter than playing Mother's Day with top prizes of $50,000? How about winning on the spot? Play Mother's Day, the new scratch-off from the Pennsylvania Lottery, and you could win on the spot. Keep on scratching.
The Lehigh Valley's largest selection of new and certified pre-owned vehicles in one location is Rothrock. We have over 1,000 vehicles to choose from, an award-winning service team, ultra-modern facilities for comfort and convenience, and the best deals in the Valley. During the summer clearance event, drive the all-new Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4 for a super affordable $109 a month, or Ram Express Quad Cab for only $129 a month, only at Rothrock. Rothrock Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, family-owned and operated for over 57 years. Rothrock, where the cars are.
To the races.
Philadelphia.com.
You've lived with it for too long. That recurring joint or muscle pain that makes everyday tasks a strain and repetitive movement almost impossible. Why put it off? The sooner you seek treatment, the more options you'll have. The faster you'll be back in full stride. The latest non-surgical solutions. The region's only nationally ranked program. That's Orthopedics in Action at Lehigh Valley Health Network.
What's sweeter than playing Mother's Day with top prizes of $50,000? How about winning on the spot? Play Mother's Day, the new scratch-off from the Pennsylvania Lottery, and you could win on the spot. Keep on scratching.
Halftime here at Goodman Stadium between Bethlehem Steel and Louisville City FC. Luke Spencer's brace right now, the difference between these two sides. But Richie Marquez was able to get a goal back for Bethlehem before the half. And right now we are going to jump right into our Bethlehem team feature. August is winding down, and that means the kids will be headed back to school soon. Bethlehem Steel FC has been hosting a back-to-school drive to help children throughout the Lehigh Valley have the vital tools in order to have a strong start for the year ahead. Last week, the team, with the help of Guardian Life Insurance, decided to join in the back-to-school drive with a supply run of their own.
Hey Steel FC fans, as you
already know, we're hosting a back-to-school drive to help children throughout Lehigh Valley be prepared for a fun year ahead. With everyone pitching in, we decided that we need to roll into it.
We do middle school and high school, right? First start pencil pouch. Alright. Blue or black ballpoint pens.
We're shopping for grades 4 and 5. Pencil case, ballpoint pens.
We got wooden pencils. Okay. Let's go. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Pencils right here.
We need notebooks. We need notebooks.
Three for the girls.
Traffic jam.
For yourself?
For me. For movie when I was a kid.
And tissues.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that came out when we were like 16.
Well, we've got the gears and a lot of fun doing it too. Let's see. We got backpacks. Some pencils.
Definitely need more wooden number 2 pencils.
And a lot more. Plus, some things for the teachers. Before we head out, we would like to say thank you to the Guardian Life Insurance for their donation to help fund this shopping trip. Your donation has inspired us, and we hope this makes more people in the Lehigh Valley join our Bethlehem Steel FC back to school drive. We can't wait to see all the other donations that our fans and friends bring to our upcoming home games. Thank you.
While today's game was the last match for supplies to be brought to Goodman Stadium, fans, you still have time to help aid the Steel FC back-to-school drive this week. Donations can still be brought to the Bethlehem Steel FC office located at 44 East Broad Street, Suite 135 in Bethlehem, Monday through Friday between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. As a reminder, all fans that donate will receive tickets to an upcoming 2017 Steel FC home match.
I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
James Outland and Morgan Copes from the leadership of Birmingham, Alabama's 2019 USL expansion side recently visited the league offices. Announced as the first expansion team for 2019, Outland and Copes share in the excitement as the club begins to work towards its inaugural season.
Well, first and foremost, I think we're going to have a great product. We're going to have a professional environment. We're going to have a competitive team, and not just competitive, we want to win. So I think the competition and the level of play on the field is going to be top-notch, and I think the experience at the stadium and for the fans is going to be equally impressive.
What excites me about being in the USL in 2019 is it's a dream come true. I mean, this is something that, you know, there's a group of guys and individuals who have put a lot of time, a lot of blood, sweat, tears, you know, everything you can think of from a grassroots perspective, startup, you know, to see it come to fruition, you know, when this whole thing really kind of started from, you know, just a couple beers at a local brewery. This whole idea, to see it come to fruition, it's going to be incredible.
What excites us about joining the USL is, first, Birmingham needs a professional sports team, and we think soccer is the ideal sport for Birmingham. It's a great growing sport across the country, and as importantly, the USL has really been a successful league. They've done a phenomenal job. We've done our research. We've been working on this for over 2 years now, and we really chose the USL because we think it's the best league and one of the best sports in the world, and we think Birmingham is primed to become a great professional soccer town.
It's going to be a fun, fast, exciting atmosphere. I mean, the game of soccer itself is always, you know, very exciting, you know, to watch live, just because of the speed of play, the physicality, the toughness that goes into it. But you know, I also think we're going to have a great, fun family atmosphere.
Well, it's been a great opportunity to come and get better familiarized with the people behind the league, and get to meet the folks that we work with on a weekly and ongoing basis, and really get our ducks in a row and be ready to launch for our 2019 beginning of the season.
The wealth of knowledge, the information, and just the organization around the entire organization itself is incredible. The professionalism is second to none. And you know, I'm excited about getting to meet the people and put faces to names. There's an old quote, you know, nobody cares what you know until they know you care. So I really look forward to establishing those relationships with league officers and just the people in and around here.
For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Find fun activities to do, like boating and biking, or camping and hiking, plus much more. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Back here at Goodman Stadium on the campus of Lehigh University, where Louisville City FC and Bethlehem Steel FC are involved in a good one. Louisville got off to a great start with a brace from Luke Spencer, and Bethlehem, who were looking sluggish in the run of play, got a lifeline from Aaron Jones and Richie Marquez, who ended up linking up for the first Bethlehem Steel goal of the first half. And right now we'll take a look at some of the best moments from the first half, and early on Bethlehem looked very lively.
Yeah, you see an early chance for Bethlehem here. Keeper does very well, straight down his line. Not the best shot, but it's a good start for Bethlehem. They started brightly.
Ranjetsing able to punch that away and thwart the Bethlehem Steel attack for the moment. Santimar, Krisnenko, and Corey Burke, this attacking three for Brendan Burke this evening, and they have certainly provided some solid moments. Ranjetsing's number would be called later on, but this would be the initial breakthrough for Louisville City via Luke Spencer.
Yeah, definitely some video footage there for the goalkeeping coach to go over with Romero throughout the week. We know he's a young keeper and he's going to have a lot of learning experiences during his growth as a player, but that wouldn't have been one of the ones that he'll want to remember going forward.
Luke Spencer with his first goal of the game, and take another look at this ball whipped in from Jimenez. Just an absolute beauty, allowing Luke Spencer, the big man up front, formerly from Xavier University, to get there, and then once more Romero making the initial save but not able to keep it out a second time.
Yeah, Spencer's a very big guy, a huge threat from aerial balls delivered into the box, as he's shown on numerous occasions so far in his first half. He doesn't quite connect with the first one as he likes, however. Keeper doesn't gather it as he should, and he follows it up, and easy finish in the end. Put Louisville 2-0 into the lead.
Luke Spencer with a brace already, as he has had 4 goals in the last 3 matches for Lou City, and he is certainly not done yet. However, Bethlehem Steel would come back late in the first half, and they would have their chances.
Yeah, Bethlehem, despite not possessing the ball as much and being too fluent in open play, they've had a fair few amount of chances to get back into this game, and This was one of the ones earlier on in the game, but they had a few just before half-time that could have sent them in on an even level.
Gaia Ben disrupting James Chambers, not allowing him to get a clean foot. And then this would be another good opportunity for Chambers here, but just over the bar.
Yeah, Chambers doing fantastic with that ball. It's behind him, but he manages to get his head around it, snaps it back in the direction that the ball came from. Keeper was very, very lucky to see that one just skim over the crossbar.
Grand Jetsing would not be done for the first 45 minutes as Bethlehem would continue to knock on the door in the first half, and then this would be the breakthrough for Bethlehem that would cut the lead in half.
Yeah, we spoke about that fantastic delivery into the box. Markel, he gets up early and just nods the ball into the corner. Keeper has no chance of getting to that one. That would have ignited the fire in Bethlehem's belly to let them know they still have a chance to get back into this game in the second half.
Well, that is where we stand at the moment at the half. 2-1 in favor of Louisville City. We'll be back in just a few moments with second half kickoff.
You've lived with it for too long. That recurring joint or muscle pain that makes everyday tasks a strain and repetitive movement almost impossible. Why put it off? The sooner you seek treatment, the more options you'll have. The faster you'll be back in full stride. The latest non-surgical solutions. The region's only nationally ranked program. That's Orthopedics in Action at Lehigh Valley Health Network.
Lehigh Valley Insulation keeps you cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. And with 19 years worth of satisfied customers in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, we've probably insulated one of your neighbor's homes. Our team of older home specialists delivers swift and efficient white glove service, insulating attics, exterior walls, and virtually any under-insulated areas, saving wear and tear on your heating and cooling systems while adding value to your home and providing year-round comfort that pays for itself. Take comfort in Lehigh Valley Insulation. Comfort that pays.
The first soccer ball was kicked in Bethlehem in 1904. Now, 112 years later, it's time for the rebirth of Bethlehem Steel FC. Herbert's in the box, and there's the first goal in Steel FC history. For tickets, visit BethlehemSteelFC.com or call 844-STEEL-FC.
In search, over, put it home, and the Union lead.
Back at Goodman Stadium, just moments away from second half kickoff between Louisville City and Bethlehem Steel, both looking to improve their playoff position at the moment in the Eastern Conference. And right now we're going to take a look at a man who has just been on an absolute tear, not only in this first half and in this match, but recently in the past couple of weeks. He's already got 2 goals and 3 shots on target, coming off a USL Player of the Week last week.
Yeah, USL Player of the Week last week. And you'd have to say 2 goals tonight with still 45 minutes to play. He could be in the running to be USL Player of the Week again this week. He's been fantastic for Louisville in that first half up front. He's held up play, brought other teammates into play, and he's got himself on the team sheet, on the score sheet twice. So you'd expect things only to get better for him in the second half.
Well, in the absence of Brian Ownby, who's been dealing with a nagging injury over the past few weeks, James O'Connor was debating whether or not to bring him or to possibly start him as they were getting ready to possibly bring him back. He's not on the 18 tonight, but Luke Spencer has stepped in and shined ever since Ownby has gone down with the injury. And he has really provided another attacking source that is reliable week in and week out for James O'Connor in his 3rd season. And this Louisville City team right now in control, up 2-1, but Bethlehem Steel have to be feeling good about the end of their performance at the end of the first half.
Yeah, you imagine that goal just before halftime would have ignited the fire in their belly and really give them some motivation to attack this game early on in the second half and try to get an early equalizer.
Bethlehem Steel looking to bounce back after that 1-0 defeat at Charlotte at the Sportsplex at Matthews midweek. A game in which Brendan Burke and the rest of the Bethlehem Steel players felt that like they had deserved at least a point. And they're trying to avoid 2 straight losses, although against two of the top teams in the United Soccer League, and according to Brendan Burke, Lou City is the top team. Seen both of these two teams play already this season, and just feels that Lou City maybe bring a little bit more discipline and a little bit more organization at the back compared to Charlotte, who do at times get caught making silly mistakes and giving teams opportunities. And Louisville already, with the exception of the set piece, have looked very sharp at the back.
Yeah, Louisville sitting very comfortably. 4 of their next 5 games are at home. So they'll be very confident going into that stretch and feeling they'll be able to get a lot of points leading into the postseason.
Nanko taken down, and it will be a free kick for Bethlehem, where Louisville City has struggled thus far and already off to a good start here in the second half, picking up where they left off, finishing off the first half.
Nanko has been very bright for Bethlehem in that first half. He's been the one creating and making things happen in the final third. Delivered 2 fantastic balls into the box just before half-time. One of them was for the goal that managed to get them back into this game, and he's the man they need to get the ball to right now, who's making things happen.
Will either be Chambers or Jones on top of it. Jones trying to go over the top as a design set piece. Santimora going for goal. What a save from Ranjetsing. Oh, a very clever set piece from Bethlehem, who caught Louisville napping, but Ranjetsing up to the task.
Yeah, very clever work set piece. Great delivery from Chambers with the set piece. You thought the forward had just let the ball bounce one too many times. However, it set up perfectly for him. It was a fantastic volley on goal, but the keeper was equal to it.
Bethlehem trying once more. It falls for Corey Burke. Still Burke trying to keep it in play, but it was out of bounds. And we are off to a wild start here at the start of the second half.
See the chip over the top there from Chambers. You think he lets it bounce one too many times, but connects with it perfectly. Otherwise, the keeper was perfectly positioned just to parry that one away from goal.
How about the centimeter perfect ball from James Chambers over the top, right over the head of Speedy Williams? If it's Luke Spencer, it's probably not getting over the top.
Yeah, just a little bit of deception with that set piece there. They had Nanko wide, but they ignored Nanko, chipped the ball over the top of the defense. And it was a fantastic volley. Keeper was equal to it though. Still 2-1 to Louisville.
Ranjetsing has already made a couple of superb saves to keep Louisville City up 1 goal at the moment. Bethlehem were knocking on the door after Richie Marquez cut the deficit in half, as he made a great save on Moar right at the end of the first half as well, and now denying him once more. And Santimora is going to have nightmares of Greg Ranjetsing tonight. Jimenez sending it forward, hoping for Spencer, bringing it down, but his touch a little bit too strong. Fighting away from the defender, no call from the referee. Spencer trying to keep it in play, but it will be a goal kick. A lot of hands used there by Luke Spencer. Think it was the right call from the referee?
No, I think it was definitely a foul there in the build-up to that play. I think running out of play for a goal kick was probably justified in the end. Fantastic control there in the first place, but you see the defender get back in good position, and then Spencer just pulls him all over the place, drags him, throws him around a little bit like a rag doll. Should have been a free kick, but justifiably in the end the ball ran out for a goal kick.
Luke Spencer currently sitting on a hat trick after a brace inside of a half an hour in the first half. Header won by Mark Anthony Kay. Fontana does well to come back and win it. Fontana came on for Maurice Edu in the 32nd minute.
Good build-up play there from Bethlehem, however, just wasteful with that final pass through. Could have been more patient, could have driven with the ball and tried to slide somebody or open up space to have a shot on goal, but just rushed that through ball a little bit and gave away possession back to Louisville to build their attack. Good distribution there from the goal kick there from the keeper.
Louisville able to win a throw-in deep in Bethlehem territory. Kyle Smith, who James O'Connor labeled as one of the unsung heroes of this Louisville side. He's been very solid in the middle of the park as well as out wide, as he sort of floats in and out of a central midfielder / winger role for James O'Connor. Luke Spencer turning, trying to win something. Still somehow comes away with the ball, chips it across, and then Aaron Jones had to make sure of it. But it will be a corner for Lou City.
Spencer just causing problems every time he receives the ball up top. He manages to create something for his team with his size, with his presence, with his speed, with his aerial abilities. Just a real handful up top for this Bethlehem Steel back four.
Jimenez on top of the corner. 2 assists already, both to Luke Spencer. Derek Jones wins that. Chambers with a negative touch, but it ends up working out, finding Chris Nanko. He's looking to spring away from a couple of Lou City defenders. The ball went out of bounds, and it will be a throw in the other way. Looks like a couple of substitutes may be ready to come on for Louisville in the near future. A couple of them talking to the coaching staff over on the Lou City bench. Maybe getting some last-minute tactical advice before they head out onto the pitch. A couple of offensive and defensive options for James O'Connor today in their 18. Lancaster available, as well as Del Piccolo. George Davis IV available. He's been dealing with a nagging injury as well.
Bethlehem just need to stick to what's actually brought them success in the last little period that they've had in this game. Get the ball to Nanko out wide, let him drive and take people on and deliver that ball into the box. That's where they've got that success to create scoring opportunities, and they don't want to give Louisville a chance to get another goal and take the lead here.
Louisville feel the press is on, but there's a clever touch from Aaron Jones. An even better one from Santi Moar. As Bethlehem break the press as Chambers sends it all the way out for Nanko. Oh, that's a picture-perfect ball. And Nanko trying to go to work on Sean Tosh on the far side. Able to skip away from him. Nanko sends it into the box, but nobody home on the back post. Clearance only as far as Aaron Jones, right out of the reach of James Chambers.
Yeah, not quite the delivery into the box from Nanko that he would have liked, but whenever the ball gets out to him, he's the one being positive, driving forward, creating scoring opportunities for them. He's the danger man. They need to feed him the ball more often.
Fontana trying to link up with Derek Jones, but his touch a bit too heavy. Niall McCabe the other way. Good defending from Aaron Jones, who's played a terrific match thus far at the outside back position. Tosh couldn't get there. Chris Nanko with a very heavy touch.
Oh, he's done fantastic to keep that in play.
And somehow,
has he won the corner?
Able to win a corner, atoning for his sins. He took a very heavy first touch, and you knew what he was trying to do. He has so much pace, just trying to run onto it.
Yeah.
But he did extremely well to keep it in. Play short to Chambers, delivers the cross as Marquez was arriving a bit late.
Bethlehem having a good sustained period of pressure attacking here, but they just need to make sure they don't get caught out on the counter-attack when they're throwing numbers forward. We know that Louisville are very good on the counter-attack. They have pace, they have speed, they have the big body of Spence up front. They're very dangerous on the break, and they just need to make sure that it's all good throwing numbers trying to get back into the game, but when they lose possession, they need to get numbers behind the ball just as quickly.
McCabe. Slotted through for the Canadian Mark Anthony Kay, who will not be able to get there.
Yeah, Anthony Kay is fast, but that one was just a little too fast for him.
He's yet to put his stamp on this match, as the spotlight has certainly been stolen by Luke Spencer, who's got a brace already. As it looks like we are going to have a substitution. And it is going to be the super sub for Lou City, Richard Ballard, to come on. He had one of the 5 goals in the 5-0 win against FC Cincinnati last weekend. And it'll be Niall McCabe to come off. So first substitution made here for James O'Connor in the 55th minute. Both coaches with 2 substitutions remaining.
Yeah, you can see Ballard just coming into the field, giving some instructions to Mark Anthony Kay. There's going to be a little bit of a tactical change of him coming on, it looks like. Anthony Kay may go out onto the right side now, and Ballard play on the left side.
Cleared away towards the East End Army here at Goodman Stadium. And Bethlehem slowly but surely starting to dominate this second half, as Fontana taken down on the far side, or might have been Santi Moar. Either way, it will be another free kick for Bethlehem. Maybe a little bit of frustration setting in for Lou City, who dominated early on and have been on their heels since about the 40-minute mark in the first half.
Yeah, and Bethlehem know that there's more at stake for them than there is for Louisville in this game. Whilst they sit in the playoff positions right now, there's 4 or 5 teams beneath them who are very close to them on points, who could easily creep into the playoffs ahead of them, and they're going to need to make sure that they continue to get wins and pick up points heading into this postseason to ensure they don't end up falling outside of the playoffs.
Aaron Jones, another superb ball in. Luke Spencer back for defensive responsibilities, wins the header, and it's cleared the other way. Delivery from Aaron Jones thus far has really been first class. He set up the Richie Marquez goal. Jones coming all the way back from the far left side of the field to come to the near right flank to take this throw in.
Yeah, he just whips those balls in with pace. Curling whips balls in with pace that makes it very difficult for defenders to judge where the ball's going to arrive, and forwards just get any kind of contact on the ball and direct it towards goal. It makes it very difficult for the keepers to save him. That's what he's been producing tonight, and he's got his team on the score sheet as a result of his deliveries into the box.
Fontana. Marquez trying to send it into an area for Chris Nanko to run onto, but Louisville, as they've done all match so far, making life difficult for Bethlehem in their own defensive third.
Yeah, difficult ball there from the goal scorer, Marquez.
Mark Anthony came up for the header, but Luke Spencer offside.
At the beginning of both halves, the first half and the second half, the tempo was very frantic, a lot of urgency, like to get back into the game from Bethlehem. However, after 10 minutes, they ease off the tempo a little bit. But they've got success when they press. They've got success when they've been aggressive and tried to get the ball out wide to Nanko and deliver balls into the box. They've got to continue with that to try and get back into this game, and they've been successful with it. So they just need to keep doing what's working for them.
Long for Jimenez, but the flag is up again on the far side as Louisville have become a little bit impatient, not holding their runs correctly here at the start of the second half.
Bethlehem just doing a good job there, holding the line and stepping up at the right time.
Looked pretty close there.
In order to catch Louisville offside.
Jimenez might have been on that particular play, but the assistant referee on the far side may have had a little bit better of a look at it. Aaron Jones. The goal scorer Marquez.
Bethlehem possessing the ball around the back, but they've got nobody dropping off into that defensive midfield position in the centre of field to rotate the ball. So they just end up playing the ball side to side right now across the back four, and then lamping a long, hopeful ball that Burke has done very well to get control of that one and maintain possession for his team.
Not only maintain possession, but send in a decent ball. However, James Chambers was a little bit tardy arriving to the party.
When they're building up from the back, Jones has got to come and show in that little pocket in front of the back four so they can try to play into him and play forward. Otherwise, they're just playing backwards and sideways across the back four. They need the midfielders to come and show so they can get on the half turn and play balls forward.
Nanko able to win it back. This is where they fall into that trap again. Does the pass originally from Nanko when they win the ball back need to be positive, or is he making the right move?
They're just not. The midfielders aren't giving the defenders the option that they need in the middle of the park there to build and play out of the back. The movement isn't there, and they're moving the ball around too slowly, and it's creating problems for themselves. You see them giving away possession needlessly there. Now a dangerous free kick in and around the edge of the box for Louisville. Speedy Williams setting up this free kick here. The way he's measuring and setting this ball up looks like he's looking like he's going to have a strike on goal.
It might be Jimenez or Williams. Jimenez already has 2 assists on the night, as it looked like there is going to be a yellow card issued to Aaron Jones on the edge of the Bethlehem Steel wall here.
Substitution for Louisville City exiting the match.
And now we are going to have another substitution from James O'Connor, as it is going to be Cameron Lancaster coming on and replacing Luke Spencer in the 60th. So Luke Spencer with a brace in an hour, and his day is done here in Bethlehem.
Entering the game for Louisville City, number 9, Cameron Lancaster. Substitution in the 60th minute. Also, a yellow card caution is given to Bethlehem.
So now it looks like it's going to be Lancaster on top of the free kick. He's going to have a go here. It took a deflection. It wrong-footed Romero, and thankfully for Bethlehem and Tomas Romero, went wide.
Yeah, a wicked deflection there from that set piece. Had it ended up deflecting on target, I think the keeper would have had no chance. He went the wrong way and also slipped. He'd be very happy to see that one go wide of the post.
You can find those keys at the front gate. Just find a Lehigh University staff member, and they'll collect them for you.
Louisville City knocking on the door here. Half an hour remaining at Goodman Stadium on the campus of Lehigh University. Ball sent in, takes another deflection. And the last touch was off a Bethlehem Steel defender, and we'll do that one more time. Jimenez on top of it once more. Big bodies for Louisville inside, including Paco Craig, who is the first one to get to this. Last touch off Bethlehem, and we will do it one more time.
Third consecutive corner for Louisville. Some good defending from Bethlehem, but they want to clear this ball away.
You can see Guy Ben just telling Jimenez to get the ball up a little bit so that their bigger bodies can possibly get ahead to it. Jimenez, another good ball in. Romero was off his line a touch there, but able to collect. And Bethlehem able to defend 3 corners in rapid succession successfully. Derek Jones. Richard Ballard giving him a hard time, but Derek Jones going through the legs of Speedy Williams to get out of pressure, and then James Chambers able to win a throw-in.
Yeah, Jones getting away with it there. He ended up turning over possession, but got a lucky break and the ball going out for a throw-in. But the 2 defensive midfielders for Bethlehem, Fontana and Jones, just need to do a better job of showing for the ball from the defenders and being responsible possession and kick-starting that attack. They're building from the back, but the defensive midfielders are a key component of building out from the back, and so far they've not been executing it very well so far at the beginning of the second half.
Trusty up for the header. Chambers comes away with it. Second one is going to fall to Nenko. A couple of neat touches to spin away from Guy Ben, and now a foul against the Israeli and a yellow card to boot. As Guy Ben cannot believe it. The crowd here at Goodman absolutely loves it, and now another dangerous set-piece opportunity for Bethlehem.
Yeah, the referee issued that yellow card with a lot of conviction. He had no doubt that he was going to issue a yellow card to Ben for that foul. Possibly just because Ben turned his back as he went into challenge for the ball. A little bit harsh with the yellow card, definitely a foul, but Bethlehem with a good set-piece opportunity again here now.
So Marquez put into the book a few minutes ago, and now Guy Ben going in here in the 64th minute, so we'll have to be wary heading into future challenges.
Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com.
Luis Arroyo having to sort out some issues with regards to where the ball is placed, where the wall is, and Arroyo just saying get on with it.
Yeah, you're seeing Chambers here asking for the referee to either move the ball forward or to take the ball further back. They're not happy with the placement of the ball right now. Jones has shown he has quality of deliveries throughout the game so far.
Jones going for goal, and it's just wide. Ranjit Singh felt he might need to get a touch on it, but another good opportunity from Aaron Jones.
That game wasn't very far away. You saw the keeper scrambling along his line, which lets you know that it was close.
Did have that up and down action, but just couldn't get it quite right in terms of that upper right-hand corner. Fontana. Temper starting to flare here a little bit in Bethlehem. Both teams knowing exactly what's on the line. A massive 3 points as we are very much in the business portion of the season. And now James Chambers with a nasty challenge on Cameron Lancaster, and he's going to get a talking to from a loose
And if any of the tackles deserve the yellow card, it was going to be that tackle. Now Chambers has gone in with his foot up and his shot showing in that tackle. The referee's called it for a foul. If it's a foul, then it has to also be a booking.
Mark Anthony Kay, the other side. Canadian. Still in the area, laying it off. The shot from Abent. Blocked initially. Jimenez with a great touch for Mark Anthony Kay. Back for Jimenez, but he's offside. Jimenez buried it, and it was actually a pretty solid finish, but it will not count.
It's a good finish from him. There's some good footwork in the box from Mark-Anthony Kaye to create the opportunity. See some good footwork here from Mark-Anthony Kaye. Slips through Jimenez.
Very close, but it seems to be the right call, as Jimenez might have been a step offside there. Wingback has certainly been very lively for James O'Connor throughout this entire match so far. 2 assists to Luke Spencer and just having a goal called off. Richard Ballard giving Austin Trusty some problems, and Trusty having to commit the foul. And it'll be a free kick for Lou City. Richard Ballard, who scored one of the 5 goals against FC Cincinnati over the weekend, has really been superb off the bench all year for Lou City.
Yeah, and that's clumsy defending there from Trusty. He actually takes the touch in control of the ball and then fouls the forward and gives away possession. Now they're in a dangerous position again, Louisville, to deliver balls into the box unnecessarily. Trusty giving away a foul in the defensive area there for no reason.
So now another opportunity for Jimenez, who's really been in the mood tonight, to whip in another dangerous ball. However, Luke Spencer, their big target forward up top, not available after being subbed off in the 60th minute. They will send forward the likes of Paco Craig along with Sean Tosh. Jimenez laying it off for Speedy Williams. He bends it in, but Romero will be able to see that out of bounds comfortably.
Yeah, not the best set piece whatsoever there. It's come to nothing, and I think that's one they need to get back to the training ground and work on again next week.
Well, Bethlehem had that extremely clever free kick at the beginning of the second half that Santi Moar's shot had stopped by Ranjit Singh.
You could see what he was trying to do, just curl it round to the back post, but there was nobody there making the run, so effectively it was wasted.
Less than 25 minutes remaining here at Goodman Stadium. Bethlehem still scrambling to try to find the equalizer, and another foul that Louisville City cannot believe, this time committed against Anthony Fontana. And Luis Arroyo is going to bring it back to the spot of the foul. Real. This pass cut off by a bend. Jimenez sending it through, hoping for Lancaster. Romero off of his line.
Much better keeping there from Romero. Commanding, came out, no hesitation, collected that ball. Very good goalkeeping there from Romero in that situation. Bethlehem got to move the ball quicker. Too many touches from each player on the ball. They've got to start moving the ball quicker.
Jones. Good touch to find Corey Burke. Derek Jones away from a couple defenders, now towards the back post. It's for Corey Burke. Ranjit Singh able to hold on to it anywhere but there, and it's a goal and an equalizer for Bethlehem. But Ranjit Singh, another big save.
And that's great play from Jones. Strong, hustles through, delivers a lovely chip ball. Perfect there to be attacked by Burke. He heads it straight down the keeper's throat. Easy into his hands.
Corey Burke will certainly want that one back as Real gets an important touch on the other side.
Ranjit Singh very happy to see that one headed straight into his hands.
And now we're going to have a substitution for Bethlehem. Sekou Kone, who's missed a number of games recently due to a nagging knee injury, is going to replace Santi Moar here in the 70th minute, and the leading goal scorer for Brendan Burke's side. Now an opportunity to be the hero and get an equalizer as a sub.
And 20 minutes to go. Your leading scorer for your team comes into the game. This has got to give Bethlehem a lift now for these last 20 minutes to know they now have their key goal scorer on the field to try and get them back into this game.
Kone with 7 goals on the season, and his 8th would certainly be a big one if it could be the equalizer here for Bethlehem, who are looking to get a big point against one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. Jimenez, not his best service. Lancaster gets a touch to it, and it's held by Tomas Romero.
Good goalkeeping from Romero. Growing in confidence as the game continues, and starting to command his line a lot better back there.
Mark-Anthony Kaye touched it away from Chambers.
And you're seeing there from Bethlehem, Chambers, who's been
slotted through, and there's the touch. Oh, and it's just wide. It was Richard Ballard who put it wide, but a great counterattack after Bethlehem gave it up in their own defensive third.
Chambers, who's been Bethlehem's possibly one of their best attacking players, is now having to come and drop into the defensive midfield to come and pick up the ball from the defenders because the defensive midfielders aren't taking on the responsibility quite as they should.
Here was the previous chance, and a great presence of mind there for Mark-Anthony Kaye to find Ballard, but lost his footing a little bit on the shot.
Yeah, Ballard just lacked a little bit of composure there in front of goal. He's all on his own. He just has to slide that one into the corner.
Fontana just bullying his way through. Last touch off of Bethlehem, and it'll be a Louisville City throw-in.
Chambers doing a lot of work for Bethlehem in that midfield, both offensively and defensively. You know, it's only a matter of time. He cannot expend that amount of energy over the duration of 90 minutes and continue to be effective. He's got to be allowed to play in the area where he hurts other teams, and the midfielders behind him have got to support him a little bit more and do their jobs a little bit better.
Brendan Burke describes Chambers as the heart and soul of this Bethlehem Steel team. 30-year-old surrounded by a lot of young players who don't necessarily have as much experience as him, but he brings that calming presence in the middle of the park. And like you said, Chris, he is one of their more active offensive players when they're possessing the ball, and he makes all sorts of key passes, breaking defensive lines. Scoring from the penalty spot against Toronto FC2 last weekend. And he's been a very important part of getting this Bethlehem Steel FC team off the ground in its second year of existence.
Yeah, he's definitely a key leader in this team, and he leads by example. You know, he works hard and he demands it of his teammates. You know, it's very difficult to be a leader if you don't set an example with your own work rate, and nobody in this team can definitely tell Chambers that he doesn't work hard, because he's done the most running on this pitch today in the middle of the park.
There he is again, winning a ball in the middle of the park. It's long. Kone gonna have a go from distance. Oh, it wasn't a bad look.
It wasn't a bad shot. Didn't really have the keeper troubled, but definitely a positive influence that Kone's had on this game. He shows that he's a scoring threat, and he's dangerous when he receives the ball. He gets the ball, turns immediately, and looks to strike at goal. And that's why he's the leading scorer for this team.
Well, he scored from that sort of distance already this year. Wouldn't put him past it to do it again. Ranjetsingh has been up to the task thus far. He has really made some key saves to keep Louisville in front 2-1.
There was a lot of venom in the strike, but he just wasn't on target to test the goalkeeper. But it's a sign of things to come in the remainder of this game from Kone.
Last touch off of the Canadian Mark-Anthony Kaye. Less than 20 minutes remaining for Bethlehem to try to find an equalizer. Corey Burke with a poor touch. Ballard linking up with Mark-Anthony Kaye. It's a good little 1-2. Ballard into some space, still on top of it. It's knocked over by Austin Trusty, but no foul there from the referee, Luis Arroyo.
Yeah, I think he's tried to con the referee there. He could have kind of knew that his run was going nowhere there. He tried to take a foul. The referee's made the right decision there, not to blow for the free kick and to allow Bethlehem to continue with possession.
Fontana mistimed it. Falls to Mark-Anthony Kaye. Lancaster.
Good composure there from Paco Craig.
Louisville have gotten a little impatient here in the second half. Maybe a combination of fatigue as well as Luke Spencer going to the bench.
Yeah, they definitely haven't been as threatening as they were in the first half, and they could very well end up getting caught out as a result of that. You know, they haven't been as good in possession, they haven't been as good at attacking, and they're only one goal ahead. And Bethlehem have definitely had chances to get back in this game. All it takes is for one to be executed, and it's a tied game.
Bethlehem feeling the press is on, but Louisville able to break the press with a cool head. Kyle Smith. Corey Burke nipping at his heels, able to win it back, but only for the moment. Now Mark-Anthony Kaye. Speedy Williams. Ben trying to bend it in. Austin Trusty is there. Nenko trying to skip away from Paco Craig as he and Tosh run into each other. But Louisville maintain possession once more.
Yeah, Nenko not quite getting his touch into his stride there.
Ballard trying to send it in.
Both teams struggling to keep quality possession right now. Lots of back end to end, end to end. Bethlehem just needs a little bit more patient in their build-up. But definitely they need to close down Louisville in the final third. Don't allow them space and time to play balls forward and to get shots off on goal. Bethlehem really trying to press Louisville right now.
Romero's going to stay home.
Thought he might have been offside there, but he's onside.
Lancaster trying to get around Marquez, but to the rescue is Austin Trusty.
Yeah, Lancaster just had a little bit of a big touch there at the end, thankfully. Rolled through the defender, and Bethlehem trying to kickstart their own attack, but again, very good defender from Paco Craig, dispossessing Nenko there up top.
Bethlehem having a really difficult time getting the ball out of their own defensive third at the moment.
And you're seeing Chambers dropping deeper and deeper to get onto the ball. Earlier on in the game, he was very high up.
Nenko taken down from behind and goes down in a heap. Might force Luis Arroyo to go to his pocket as he has a conversation with Paco Craig. See Craig there just catching Chris Nenko right on the back of the heel.
Yeah, just catches his Achilles slightly. Nothing malicious. There's not really been any really bad tackles in this game. The referee's done a fair job of officiating without having to make too many big calls. It's not necessarily been a nasty game. It's been a fairly nice game in all honesty.
Jones just clipping it in, hoping somebody can get to the first ball. It's Corey Burke who got there first. Bethlehem able to keep it in Louisville territory, but the offside flag is up on the near side.
You might even say it's been too nice of a game from Bethlehem so far in this game. Being the home team aggressive, they need to maintain their status of being in the playoffs right now. A little bit more fight you expect to see from them. Not fight in the sense of fists and throwing elbows, but trying to be first to the ball, win the second balls, win the aerial battles. I think Spencer's had the better of that at the back for sure. He's been the dominant one at winning the aerial battles. Just a little bit more fight you expect to see from Bethlehem.
We'll wait for the McGregor-Mayweather fight for the fists and the fury. But this can just be fair play within the laws of the game.
Do you think that's going to be a fight? I think that could be a one-sided victory for Mayweather.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, but still some business to sort out here on the football pitch in Goodman Stadium on the campus of Lehigh University. A little bit more than 10 minutes remaining for Bethlehem to try to scramble to find an equalizer. Hit a little bit of a lull here for the past 10 minutes. Louisville have done well to bottle them up. Maybe a little bit of fatigue for Bethlehem, who've played 3 games in the last 8 days. And there is the Louisville contingency who have made their way out to Bethlehem and into the Lehigh Valley to support their purples. Paco Craig, not necessarily a full clearance. Fontana challenging the header. The second ball will fall to Anthony Kay. Sliding challenge there from Sekou Kone.
Yeah, difficult pass there from Kay. Almost left his teammates set up for a dangerous tackle there. Fortunately, nobody was injured, but
that's why they call it a hospital ball.
Hospital ball. Now he's got to turn and drive and be positive going forward. They're just taking a little bit too long to build the attack. They've got to try and catch them out quicker.
Pass from Fontana.
Turning over possession way too easy.
Fontana trying to win it back, but Kyle Smith has his pass cut out. I think it could be on for Bethlehem. Chambers was hoping Nenko would check back to the ball, but he was looking for it into space. And now some space on the other end for Louisville to operate. Mark Anthony Kay sizing up Aaron Jones. Anthony Kay into the middle of the park. Lancaster trying the return pass, but could not get it through.
Louisville pick up the second ball, but that's a Extravagant effort there from distance from Oscar Jimenez.
Jimenez certainly playing with a lot of confidence. 2 assists on the night, both to Luke Spencer.
There we go. Jones doing a much better job of coming back and helping the defenders there to play out from the back. Just picking up the ball in the half turn and playing forward allows them to keep possession of the ball rather than just playing around the back and ended up lumping a long, hopeless pass forward to Burke to deal with on his own. Dropping off just gives the defense that little bit of help in possession.
Chambers coming out wide. Matt Real now lining up the cross. It's a good ball in. Ranjitsingh off of his line, somehow able to hang on to it.
That's good goalkeeping there from Ranjitsingh. Comes out brave, gets up above everybody, but takes a very heavy fall. The referee rightfully gives him the free kick.
He has really had a solid game. Nothing he can do about the Marquez goal, but the 2 saves on Santi Moar have really kept this 3 points for Louisville City so far.
One thing about goalkeepers, when they come out like that, they come out with their knee first. So if you're forward going to challenge for an aerial ball like that, and the goalkeeper's coming out, you better be ready for what's about to hit you.
Less than 10 remaining here at Goodman Stadium. Louisville City with 3 points, move within 3 points of the Charlotte Independents for the top seed in the Eastern Conference, as Richie Marquez is going to get called for the foul there. Not exactly sure.
And I wouldn't say Louisville look complacent in the past 5 minutes, but I say they look very comfortable in the past 5 minutes. They're away from home in Bethlehem, leading. You know, away points are always very difficult to come by. They're able to take 3 points tonight and then go into a stint of having 4 out of the 5 games at home. It leads them in very good stead to be able to challenge Charlotte for that #1 spot in the league.
And it looks like we're going to have one more substitution from James O'Connor, as it is the 3rd of the night and the final one of the night, as it is going to be Paulo Del Piccolo coming on to replace Mark Anthony Kay. Del Piccolo was dealing with a nagging injury as well, and will replace the Canadian here in the 84th.
Yeah, Kay's had a decent night tonight. He's looked great on a few occasions. Coach just giving him a little rest, keep him fresh for the games coming up, and he'll have a big part to play in the remainder of the season and then in the playoffs for sure.
Del Piccolo, the former University of Louisville Cardinal, coming onto the scene here in the 84th as Jimenez delivers a great ball in, and it's a goal for Lancaster, and that'll seal all 3 points now for Louisville. It's a 3-1 lead to the visitors, and they could be within 3 points of Charlotte Independence at the end of these 90.
And we have to say, it's been coming from set pieces. Bethlehem have given away a lot of needless free kicks in and around the box. It's a fantastic delivery from Jimenez. I want to say this comes off the back of his head. It almost looks like he turns his back and jumps and just gets a glance on it, and it's in the back of the net. Whether he means to hit it with the back of his head, I'm not really sure, but either way, it's a goal for Lancaster, puts Louisville in a comfortable 2-goal lead with just 6 minutes remaining in this game.
Well, it's a hat trick of assists for Oscar Jimenez. I guess we're getting word now that he did not get credited with the 2nd assist on Luke Spencer's 2nd goal. Spencer missing the first shot and then following up his own rebound. So 2 assists for Oscar Jimenez on the night, but nevertheless the orchestrator of the 3 Louisville City goals, as the wingback has provided world-class service for James O'Connor all night, setting up his teammates beautifully. And this Louisville City team showing everybody in the Eastern Conference and the United Soccer League that they most certainly mean business.
Yeah, Jimenez just delivering quality balls into the box, just leaving it hanging there in the air for the forwards to have the opportunity to attack, and Lancaster's done fantastic there. He might have turned his back, but he's done the necessary to put the ball in the back of the net and giving his team a 2-goal lead approaching the last 5 minutes of this game.
Chambers towards the back post as that one's headed across, looking for Nenko, but Ranjitsingh off of his line and falling on top of it.
Yeah, and he'll kill the time now. You can see he's in no rush to get up off the floor. Just kill out these last 5 minutes of the game, and Louisville will get 3 points away from home in Bethlehem.
Lancaster with his 6th goal of the season. Couldn't have come at a better time for James O'Connor and this Lou City side. Real over the top, hoping for Corey Burke. Tosh giving chase, Burke doing well. And it is going to be a goal kick for Ranjitsingh as Louisville City just now need to ride out the storm, or perhaps it is going to be a corner for Bethlehem. Last touch came off of Sean Tosh.
And maybe it was an area that Louisville highlighted as a Bethlehem weakness in the build-up to this game. A lot of deliveries into the box in that area in between the defense and the goalkeeper, that grey area where you don't quite know if it's the defense's ball or the goalkeeper's ball, has brought them a lot of success in this game. And again, it's a wide delivery into the box, similar to Spencer's goal in the first half. An easy header for Lancaster to put into the back of the net and score for Louisville.
Second time Corey Burke has gone down and had to have medical attention come onto the field. Luis Arroyo claiming that because medical attention did come on, that he's going to have to step off the playing field for the moment. As the corner will be played in. Bethlehem trying to get back into the game. It would certainly take a lot of guts and a lot of grit to get back even at 3 in the remaining 3 minutes plus stoppage time. This ball in is a good one. Ranjitsingh off of his line once again. Back out to Aaron Jones, letting fly, but always going over the bar.
Yeah, Ranjitsingh has been very good at coming for corners and crosses into the box in this game. Very commanding. Gives his defense a lot of confidence in that situation.
Substitution for Bethlehem Steel, exiting the game, number 41, Corey Burke. Entering in his place, number 49, Joseph Samuel.
And Joseph Samuel is going to be the 3rd and final substitution for Brendan Burke here, replacing Corey Burke in the 88th minute. Ranjitsingh almost made a mess out of it. And Bethlehem could have been within 1 goal once more. But Ranjitsingh, who's really had a fine match, he won't get the clean sheet, but he has done more than enough to provide his team an opportunity to go after all 3 points, and they've done just that. Derek Jones sending the substitute Samuel forward in a foot race with Kyle Smith, who will concede a throw-in.
Louisville just need to be responsible for these last 4 or 5 minutes of the game, and I think they have this one wrapped up. Don't do anything silly, don't get anybody booked, don't get anything into any arguments with the referee, and I think the coach will be very happy with their performance this evening.
Fontana taken down. It'll be a free kick for Bethlehem.
Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Hey fans, don't forget about our
Into the 90th minute now. Aaron Jones hoping for Austin Trusty on the back post. Real sends it in. Bethlehem are claiming that there's a player down and should have been a foul called as well. And now Luis Arroyo going to blow the play dead. Chris Nanko is the player injured.
Yeah, he's been down for a little while, holding his head rolling, and the referee was allowing play to continue. His teammates were calling for the referee to call the game back, and obviously when it's a head injury, it requires immediate attention. It looks like he's in quite some discomfort right now.
Certainly a frustrating night for Bethlehem, who did a lot to put themselves in a position to maybe get 1 point or perhaps all 3. And we'll take a look at all of the goals so far tonight, all 4 of them. It started out with Luke Spencer elevating on a set piece from Oscar Jimenez. That opened up the scoring right before the 15-minute mark. Then it was Oscar Jimenez one more time setting up Luke Spencer. Romero got there first, and then Luke Spencer will be able to follow it up. That was a brace before the 30-minute mark, and it seemed like Louisville would run away with it, but Bethlehem would get back into it late in the first half. Richie Marquez scoring a goal right before the half. Aaron Jones delivering on the set piece, but then just a few moments ago, Cameron Lancaster getting the insurance goal for Louisville City by way of Oscar Jimenez once more. And that is where we stand as Chris Nanko finally gets to his feet.
All 4 goals in this game coming from crosses delivered in the air into the box. That last goal there for Louisville, delivered into a fantastic area. It's over the back of the defenders and it's into an area where the keeper can't quite come and collect it. Just perfect for Lancaster to direct that one on goal and give Louisville that 3-1 lead.
Certainly beautiful scenes here in the Lehigh Valley. Although the fans at Goodman Stadium will be hard done by this Louisville City side, who has really put together a solid performance. At times they did look vulnerable and it looked like Bethlehem might be able to get the equalizer when it was 2-1. As Luis Arroyo having a conversation with Guy Bend as well as James Chambers, and it is going to be an old school drop ball.
Yeah, difficult night for the Bethlehem fans, but they've been beaten by the better team tonight.
Bethlehem fans asking for a call from Luis Arroyo. They're not going to get one as we're into the second minute of 4 minutes of stoppage time here in the second half. You have to imagine there might be 1.5 minutes added due to the Chris Nanko injury. So Bethlehem will do all that they can to try to get back into it. Samuel with a good header, trying to find Richie Marquez, the center back, who's forward now.
Linesman flagging for offside. Bethlehem trying to get this play restarted quickly. See if they can grab something before this game's over.
And Luis Arroyo going to bring it all the way back. Didn't like where the play started from. A little bit late there from the head referee. It had already seemed like Bethlehem were off to the races. Brendan Burke having a conversation with the 4th official expressing.
Yeah, frustrating for Bethlehem, but they should have shown this urgency that they're showing now. Very much earlier in the game, 2 minutes to go when you're 2 goals down. It's a little bit too late to show that kind of urgency, but things are getting a little bit chippy right now.
Yeah, Joseph Samuel went for the bicycle kick. And now Sekou Kone being thrown to the ground.
And exactly what we highlighted earlier, Louisville winning the game by 2 goals. Don't get involved in anything silly. You've already almost won the game. Don't give the referee a decision to make. Now he's issuing a red card.
And it's a red card to Kyle Smith. Certainly the last thing you want if you're Louisville City. You've already had the game in hand. You've already got the 3 points. And you get involved in extracurricular activity away from the ball. Joseph Samuel being shown the yellow card for the foul against Paco Craig. But Kyle Smith being sent off, and he is going to be unavailable for the next match.
Yeah, and it is a little bit silly from Smith. 30 seconds left to go in the game. Your team's winning by 2 goals. You really don't need to get involved in anything with the opposing team. Now you're going to miss the next game. He's been a key component and an important player for Louisville. His manager obviously is going to be very disappointed in this sending off, but
so Kyle Smith will be unavailable for Louisville City FC's next match, which is going to be the USL Game of the Week on ESPN3 on Wednesday, August 23rd at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time against the Harrisburg City Islanders. And James O'Connor and Lou City will be without the services of Kyle Smith, who's really been in great form for them as of late, but losing his cool a little bit here at the end of this one. And issued a red card in the 94th minute. And putting a damper on this big 3 points for Louisville City, as they might be looking for maybe a 4th goal. Guy Ben with a clever touch forward. Ben still on top of it, the Israeli sending it in. Austin Trusty couldn't get a clean clearance on it, and pushing and shoving continues.
You imagine this is going to be the last attack of the game. Not much time left at all.
Well, we've had a lot of breaks right before stoppage time as well as during. So Luis Arroyo just making sure that full 90 minutes are completed. Louisville just going to play it short and try to run out the clock. Jimenez and Lancaster have been integral in what is going to be a huge 3 points for Louisville City over in the far corner. Chambers trying to get it out of the feet of Cameron Lancaster.
Again, the game's over. Don't get involved in anything silly. Just let it be. Walk away.
Chambers not going to be denied to get to the soccer ball. Even going to run over the assistant referee if he has to. But it might be too little too late for Bethlehem, down 2 goals here. Has to be at least less than a minute remaining as Del Piccolo strides forward. Gaia Ben hoping for Richard Ballard. He'll be able to get there. Ballard around the defender, but that's going to do it from Lehigh University. Louisville City now just 3 points behind the Charlotte Independents with 3 games in hand. Luke Spencer with a brace, Cameron Lancaster with the insurance goal, and Richie Marquez's goal right before the first half would not be enough for Bethlehem as they fall at home to Louisville City 3-1. Chris Nurse, your thoughts?
A good night for Louisville City in the end. They've come away to Bethlehem, got a good win, commanding performance. Bethlehem, on the other hand, needed to do a little bit better in the run of play. Had chances to get into the game. Took their set piece well to keep themselves in the game just before half time, but didn't do enough to win this game, unfortunately.
Well, it was a great day of football here at Goodman Stadium, but the home side could not rally to be one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. Lou City comes away with 3 points, 3-1 over Bethlehem Steel. We'll be back in just a few moments with postgame.
You've lived with it for too long. That recurring joint or muscle pain that makes everyday tasks a strain and repetitive movement almost impossible. Why put it off? The sooner you seek treatment, the more options you'll have. The faster you'll be back in full stride. The latest non-surgical solutions. The region's only nationally ranked program. That's Orthopedics in Action at Lehigh Valley Health Network.
A satellite signal comes from outer space. The satellite office across the country. And their call center? We'd better not even go there. So if you want to do business in your hometown with people you know and trust, call Cable.
Did you know that Service Electric's founder invented cable TV in 1948? And the company is still family-owned and operated right here in the Lehigh Valley. Service Electric, first in the nation, 3 generations strong.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
Full time here at Goodman Stadium on the campus of Lehigh University. Sean Reynolds and this Louisville City defense, including Greg Ranjetsing, were able to fend off Bethlehem Steel for the 90 minutes here, as they certainly had their opportunities to equalize when the game was 2-1. We'll take a look at some of the best moments from the 90 minutes. Tyler Terrence along with Chris Nurse and Luke Spencer right off the bat got things started for Lou City.
Yeah, Spencer's been very hot over the past week. Again, started off hot in this game. Fantastic delivery into the box. And there he is, rising like a salmon and nods it into the back of the net.
Luke Spencer would not be done in the first half. Tomas Romero might want that one back as he was not commanding enough off his line. And then a few minutes later, Luke Spencer with his second. Oscar Jimenez, the orchestrator once again.
Spencer again, arriving in the box at the right time. Gets his head on the first one, not quite the header he would have liked. However, he follows up play. Easy tapping into the back of the net after Romero was unable to hold on to the ball.
4th goal in 3 matches for Luke Spencer. He would be subbed off in the 60th minute, but his work would be enough for Louisville City. But Bethlehem Steel would be able to get back into this match and make it interesting by the way of Richie Marquez.
Again, it was a game where deliveries into the box in the air were key. See a fantastic delivery here, and Marquez rises up and heads this one down into the corner. Past Ranjit Singh, who had no chance of keeping that one out of the back of the net.
Aaron Jones, the assist on that particular play, and then this would be a huge moment. Ranjit Singh denying Santi Moar right before the half.
Yeah, that's a great save. You see his body going to the right direction. He stretches out his arm to the left and manages to keep that one out of the back of the net.
And then the clearance from Paco Craig to boot as Corey Burke would not be able to get there. And then this would be the deciding moment. Cameron Lancaster from Oscar Jimenez.
That's a brilliant delivery into the box from Jimenez. In the area where it's over the defense. The keeper can't quite come and get it. And Lancaster is in the right place at the right time. He may not have headed with his forehead. He turns his back. It's in the back of the net either way.
Eyes in the back of his head for Cameron Lancaster. Now an updated look at the table in the Eastern Conference. And look at Lou City certainly sitting pretty here.
Yeah, Louisville City have to be licking their lips right now, looking up at Charlotte Independence in the table. Just 3 points adrift. However, they have 3 games in hand, and it's really in their own hands if they want to finish top of the table come the end of the season.
A big home stretch coming up for Lou City to boot, as a number of fans here at Goodman Stadium getting autographs from their heroes, the Bethlehem Steel, who were not able to pull out the heroics here at home, but James Chambers and company certainly fought valiantly, as the final score from Goodman Stadium reads Louisville City 3 and Bethlehem Steel 1. It was a great night of football in the Lehigh Valley, but the home side were not able to pull it out. Luke Spencer, the reigning USL Player of the Week, was phenomenal. And the next game for Bethlehem is going to be at Pittsburgh on August 26th. And Louisville City ESPN3 Game of the Week versus Harrisburg City Islanders without the services of their captain, Kyle Smith, who got sent off. For our outstanding crew, my broadcast partner, Chris Nurse, I'm Tyler Terrence saying so long for now. The final score from Goodman, Louisville City 3 and Bethlehem 1.
The United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.